Well, I know this is a little dramatic sounding, but Ian Gibbons is a hero of mine. Because what you have in Father Gibbons is a guy who defines selflessness.
Ian is about the most humble guy around. He's more than willing to share credit. He's more than willing to let everybody else have the spotlight.
He works so hard, and I think that's easy to see. But he is up here on weekends. He spends evenings.
Stalwart, steadfast, diligent, always present.
I think he's exactly the guy we wanted to help shepherd us through the pandemic.
Next to the tornado of 24, probably one of the worst crises the school has ever experienced, and it's on his desk. And SLU High met the pandemic just brilliantly. It came in part from the person at the helm who was steering this ship.
What I noticed was that when he was principal, he was the administrator, he was in charge, he was the leader. But then when you got to him one-on-one, he was compassionate, he was concerned, he was humorous, he has great jokes.
I've loved Father Gibbons' sense of humor. He gets that sort of look in his eye and he starts to...
He just does it with his shoulders and he's just the best.
Ian, St. Lucie High is never going to forget you. We're probably going to be returning to this chapter of how you led us for decades and decades.
I have learned so much by watching you handle crisis after crisis after crisis.
Father Gibbons, thank you for all that you've done for St. Lucie High, and for me personally, I've cherished our relationship over these past 6 years, and I wish you Godspeed.
Father Gibbons, I'm a big crier and I cry at a lot of things, but I'm not going to cry this time, I don't think.
Hi, Father Gibbons. Just wanted to say thank you for all of your service to SLU.
Thank you, Father, for all your hard work over these last 4 years I've been here. Place isn't going to be the same without you.
Thank you for all you've done for the school. I wish you the best of luck wherever you go next, and I know you'll do great there.
Father Gibbons, thank you. It's been a great last 4 years. I had a great time here along with all of my fellow students.
I know you have a million stories and experiences all bottled up in that incredible brain of yours, and maybe one day we'll all get to hear about them in a book or something fun like that.
St. Lucie High survived and thrived because of the work that you did, and I'll be forever grateful.
Thank you for the mentorship you've given me, especially as I step into your shoes. Big shoes to fill, and I hope that I can make you proud. Thanks, Ian.
Good luck, Godspeed. We love you and we are praying for you.
We love you.
Thank you, Father Gibbons. Thank you, Father Gibbons.
When I think of Sean, I just think of mildness, in the best sense, gentleness, just a sort of kind, steady, gracious way of interacting with the world. I can imagine what that must be like in class.
So I have a front row seat on this right now because my new office is right across the hall from him. So I'm basically in Sean's class a couple periods a day.
I can stroll down, stand outside his classroom for a few minutes and just feel the magic that's happening in there.
It makes me want to walk in and learn from him.
You're so much of an individual in his class. You're not just another student there. So I think sometimes when you're sitting in a classroom of like 30 kids or so, you can feel like lost and like the teacher doesn't know you as well. But with Mr. Powers, especially with smaller art classes, when he comes and sits next to you, you feel like that there's that personal relationship and that he's helping you and he knows you and he wants you to be the best artist and the best person you can be.
I can't help but get the biggest smile on my face when I think about Sean Powers as a teacher, and specifically an art teacher. I think sometimes kids can kind of back burner art classes and say, oh, I'm just gonna take a drawing class, or I'm just gonna take a graphic design class. And Sean made it a class that they loved, a class that they wanted to go to, a class that they were proud to be in.
Not only does he do a spectacular job in the classroom, and he's deeply invested in co-curricular life at the school, but he knows this mission. He's prayed about it and thought about it at such a deep level that it comes out in all kinds of ways in what he does for people. He gets the human dimension of it, and he gets the spiritual dimension of what education is all about.
All of that is sort of personality trait tied to a person who loves the beauty of the world, noticing it, praying with it, and trying to make the world more beautiful.
Sean, my dear friend.
My most perspicacious colleague.
Thank you for pushing me with my art. I really don't think I would love painting without your class.
I wish you well and hope that you will stay in close touch.
And I know that this is not goodbye. You're gonna see me in Vermont. You're gonna have to bring me my godson back to St. Louis.
I've encountered few people who infuse everything they do with the spirit of joy and awareness of the human beings around them as creations of God, which leads to deep respect and gives you great skill with human beings.
I'm really excited for what you're going to do in Vermont. They're super lucky to have you, and we were super lucky to have you at SLU High.
The more I think of John Kavanaugh is joy. He brings joy to everything he does, whether it's teaching English class, whether it's DJing a school dance, whether it's just being around the English office. John is joy.
He cares as much about his students, and he wants them to be as passionate about this subject as he is, and it's really infectious.
He's really helped me get into the books that we've started to read. We've just finished Catch-22. And every step of the way, he was making sure we were engaged. He was helping us see all the different motifs and stuff in there. It was truly wonderful to be able to work with him.
We start every day off with a prayer, because he wants us to just calm down. And then once we start the class, sometimes you never really know what to expect.
Every year for Catch-22, he dresses up as the bloated colonel.
One thing he would always do out of nowhere, he would just go whoop.
And it was funny just in those moments in class, hearing actual laughter about the book we were reading.
It was always just so fun to teach with John. He's just so much energy and just always ready to bring it. And I'm a pretty energetic person too, and so it was cool having somebody to look up to who had done it, years before I had, who kind of came at it with the same kind of energy.
John, thank you so much for everything you brought to SLU. I can't imagine SLU without you. Thank you for everything you've taught me. I know so much more about Irish literature and poetry than I ever did before.
Hey, Mr. Kavanaugh, thanks for everything you did for me this year. Hope you do great wherever you go.
Mr. Kavanaugh, thank you for helping me find my love of English and just reading in general. I'm really lucky that I had someone in my life like you who really looked at me and saw the potential I had, but also the love I had for it.
Mr. Kavanaugh, really grateful that I had the chance to learn from you. Only wish it could have lasted longer.
And I hope wherever you go, that joy that you bring, the energy you bring, can make people's lives better, because I know it's done for countless people at St. Louis High.
Anybody that handles money, I feel like he's Mr. Potter and It's a Wonderful Life. But Bob Gokey is the furthest thing from Mr. Potter. Bob Gokey is a genuine, kind, caring man.
Someone when I've gone to with a question, whether it's about paycheck, finances, or investment opportunities, someone who has been knowledgeable and down to earth and willing to help, and always comes at it with a very pleasant personality. He's done that, I know, for many individuals in SLU.
Bob is a great coworker. He is always helpful and willing to be a part of the team as a whole.
A guy like Bob doesn't get enough accolades for someone who has been in the trenches for as long as he has been. He has been a faithful employee of St. Louis U High. He's been a true son of St. Ignatius. He's just a really wonderful, wonderful man. I am I am really going to miss the guy.
The one thing you can always say about Bob that was continuous throughout those 40 years that I've known him is he's a kind, caring individual. You talk about a man for others, you're talking about Bob Gokey.
Bob, we'll miss you, and we wish you many happy moments with your kids and grandkids, and I'll look forward to seeing you over the fence when I visit my parents' house.
Bob, thank you for all you've done. I appreciate all of our time working together. I wish you the best in your retirement. Good luck.
Cheers to you, Bob. You've worked hard for this. I look forward to hearing about your walk on the Appalachian Trail, because I know you're going to do it. And enjoy your time with the grandkids and Debbie and the family.
Enjoy being a grandpa and enjoy living life to its fullest.
Thank you for all that you have done for me and for all of us at St. Louis U High. You truly are a man for others.
Good luck, and we're going to miss you.
What I know about Ken is that he loves each individual student as an individual.
He's had an intellectual and personal interest in individuals and their families. He loves trying to assist you in thinking about where you came from in terms of a family and how to best be a member of that family. He's made a profession of it. He's made a life out of it at St. Louis U High.
Well, he may be surprised to learn that he's kind of like, one of my dads. In fact, when my dad and my mom both passed away, I was a pretty new faculty member here, and I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and he was kind of my rock. He was thinking a lot about the journey that I was on, and he was a great guide, he was a great mentor.
I've loved the fact that he has just been someone who is complex. He's really good at being able to talk through issues. He sees so many of the anomalies of an issue.
Among probably any of the counselors we've ever had, just the quantity of time that he would spend getting to know a kid, getting to know a kid's family, working with the student, and then always being available, showing up at my doorstep to ask a question about a student, just this very, very high level of care and concern.
And of course, he's embodied that love and care for the hundreds and hundreds of people that he has guided and counseled through St. Louis U High. There's no way to quantify that.
My enduring memory of Ken is going to be him sitting outside the science office on those old pews, plucking some stringed instrument in the mornings. I mean, what a gift.
And when he sang at Mass, I would say to my husband, I could listen to his voice forever. He is such a great musician.
I love watching Ken work with the boys as we go over some songs, and I sometimes like to stop playing and say, hey guys, did you know that Dr. McKenna wrote that part?
He's kind of a celebrity, right? Like, no matter where I go in St. Louis, I do a lot of singing. The bass voice of Ken McKenna is one of the singular voices in all of St. Louis, and he has been on so many different stages and played with so many different people. And a lot of our students here, whether they have talents in guitar or mandolin or banjo or fiddle, have found their way into little private sessions with Ken McKenna and learned a thing or two. And so he's going to live large for a very long time through the sounds that those students make.
That kind of love of all things music and all things peaceful and calm is what I'll miss the most.
Ken, I'm very grateful for our long and enduring friendship. I wish you all the best in the many years ahead. Enjoy your retirement.
I don't know what it's going to be like to work here, Ken, without your celebrity presence, because I kind of know all the way back to those early St. Louis Jesuits recording, kind of that you're the man, and SLU is going to be down one really important figure moving forward. And so just know that your contributions have really made a difference here for me and for all of us.
Ken, I can't thank you enough for being a good friend, a colleague.
Ken, I wish you the best in your retirement. I'll certainly think of you and kind of carry a piece of you with me whenever I'm working with the boys on some songs, and kind of having you in the back of my mind.
Ken, thank you so much. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the care that you bring to this job every day for our students and for the benefit of SLU.
we're a more humane, soulful place because of what you've brought to us. And I'm happy that you're going to find a continuation of your life as an artist and a family man, and probably informally or formally a counselor to many in your future.
I know for a fact Mr. McCarthy, when I walked into his classroom, I would always learn something new.
Mr. McCarthy really helped me grow as a SLU student in the classroom.
His teaching is unbelievable in the classroom. I consider him a master teacher and a scholar, especially in American history.
He's an institution here. Without fail, every year, students come into my classroom talking about things that just happened in their history class with Mr. McCarthy.
The guy was a teacher 24/7, and I can only imagine what it's going to be like for Leslie with him being around the home more, our future grandchildren. I mean, he's not going to stop talking about Lincoln, so.
Mr. McCarthy, thank you for everything you helped me with, the research project, staying after school late some days. It helped me a lot with my writing, and I wish you the best in retirement. Remember, it's always a good day to come back here.
Mr. McCarthy, although we may have not started together, we will be leaving together. Thank you so much for teaching me.
I think we all know being here at SLU is a favored place to be, but we can forget that sometimes. And so it meant something to me that you would remind us that it's a great day to be at SLU. It also meant a lot to me too, because how I feel about myself as a teacher is infused by my colleagues. And when I saw you out there giving it your all the time, it made me feel good about my profession, and it made me work just that much harder.
It's been an honor to be in your class. It's been very fun, very engaging. I've definitely learned a lot of stuff. I've become more interested in things.
Mr. McCarthy, thank you so much for teaching me junior year U.S. history. Thank you so much for helping me with my college process. I hope you have an amazing time in retirement, get to travel the country and see all the cool national parks you always talk about.
Tom, I just think you're one of the best teachers SLU's ever had. I think you're a great human with an incomparable heart and spirit, and I wish you the best of luck.
It has been quite a journey with Gary and I. We have both raised our family here at St. Louis U High as part of his football program.
He coached all 6 of my brothers, and then he taught me freshman year, but before that, he let me get involved in his camps. I waterboyed for him, which was a super prestigious thing to do. I felt honored to do that.
What I really like about Gary and the hallmarks of his practice here at SLU, you know, dating back to football, and again, as a kid, when he was coaching me, it was something that I noticed right away, how personable he was with his players.
I will never ever forget when he won his 100th victory. It was on a Saturday at Hazelwood Central. And I said, you know what, Gary, as a little kid, we used to get ice cream. He pulls over on Halls Ferry at an ice cream stand. The whole football team, managers, gets out of the bus, and he buys us all ice cream. Only thing I remembered saying to him was, can I get an extra large instead of a small?
He's a winner. He had over 200 wins in his career. He made sure no one felt too good for the team. It's all team mentality. And he just wasn't too high, never too low. He was always level-headed, and I think that helped the players a lot, just stay focused on the game, and he developed some pretty incredible players.
I think one of the greatest honors a person can get is being called coach. He will always be the coach here at St. Louis U High.
Gary, I wish you all the best in your retirement. Thank you for all the things that you've been to me and for everyone here at St. Louis U High. I do wish you the best and enjoy your retirement.
Gary, I just want to say a couple things. Thank you so much for being my coach when I was a kid here in the late 80s in the football program. And I also want to thank you for the many, many years that we got to spend together working in the PE and health department.
You have impacted my life and impacted members of my family's life. My boys love you. You helped raise them also, and I can't thank you enough for being a part of who I am and how you've helped me in my years at St. Louis U High.
Thanks, Coach Kornfeld, for everything you've done for my family and me and all of SLU.
We love you, my friend.